Hello guys, welcome back. In this lecture, we will work on updating the connected user IDs attribute of a user whenever a connection is updated as accepted connection. Because right now we are getting all connected users of a user using the connected user IDs attribute, and we stored this attributes value as an integer array, and we are only keeping the user IDs here for which connection is accepted. Okay, and we updated this attributes value for all existing users in the migration itself, but now we need to do something with this at the controller level as well. But why we need to do this at controller level? Now first let me show you the migration that we generated few lectures back. Okay, so go to the db directory and open the last migration that we generated. So here you can see what we are doing, that we are updating the connected user IDs for already existing users. Okay, but now we need to update it at the controller level. Why? Because suppose if you send a request to a user, okay, and the user performed action on it, I mean he accept that connection or accept your connection, then connected user ID attribute must be updated for both the users, and this way we can establish connection. As I told you already that right now we are getting all connected users of a user using this connected user ID attribute. Okay, so let's start making changes at the controller level. Okay, so what you need to do, that first open the connections controller from app controllers. So open this connections controller and make the word wrap, and here in the update action we need to make changes. Okay, W- so here you can see that what we are doing, we are updating the connections status, okay, using connection param method. Okay, now what we need to do here, whenever a connection status has been updated and if it has the status as accepted, then only we need to update the value of connected user IDs attribute for both the users. Because for rejected connections we do not need to update this one, because if the connection is requested then we will not show the connection as connected user on its connection page. Okay, so let's check if the connection status is accepted. So make an if statement here, that is if at the rate connection dot status equal to accepted. Okay, if it is accepted then we need to do the update for connected user IDs. Okay, now first make update for the receiver first. Okay, so what we can do here, receiver equal to at the rate connection dot received. Okay, connection dot received. Okay, and now receiver dot connected user IDs, connected user IDs, and then insert the value of requester ID in it. Okay, so at the rate connection dot requested dot ID. Okay, and now save the receiver and do the similar change for the requester as well. Okay, so just copy all this line and replace this receiver by requester. Okay, and here what we need to do, here we need to make changes like connection dot requested. Okay, and here received. Okay, and save the file. Now we need to test this on browser whether this change is working or not. Okay, so go to the browser. So first switch to the browser and here go to the my profile page first. Okay, and here you can see that these are all the 15 connections of the user. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to visit a user that is not connected with current user already. So here click on the my profile link again, and in the browser what you need to do, just change the ID of this user and make it any random ID. For example, let's say ID with 600. Okay, so here you can see that this current user do not have any connection with this user with ID 600. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to send a connection request to this. So when you click on the connect, you will see that a connection request has been sent to this user. Okay, however, one thing I want to tell you, that in your case user IDs might be different. For example, if you already have connection with this user, then you need to choose other ID from which you are not connected. Okay, now what we need to do to accept this connection, we first need to go to the rails console to find the id of find the email of user with ID 600. Okay, so go to the terminal and here what we need to do, open the rails console and then you just need to perform user dot find and id 600. Okay, so when you run this query, you will see that this is the email of user with ID 600. Now just to copy this email, and here you can see that connected user IDs of this user is blank. Okay, so now go to the browser and open the browser in incognito mode again. Okay, to sign in with this user. Now localhost 3000 and click on the sign in, and here paste the email and provide the password. Okay, and now go to the my network page, and here you can see that here are the two action button, either to accept this or reject this. Okay, and when you go to the terminal where the server is running, make some space. Okay, and now perform the accept action. Okay, so click on the accept, and here you will see that the connection has been set to accepted. Okay, and in the terminal you can see that we are running three update queries here. First, what we are doing, we are updating the connections status as accepted, and then if the status is accepted, then we've switched to the else part. Here you can see what we did, we updated the connected user IDs attribute for the current user, that is 1000. So here you can see that the 600 has been inserted into it, and for the user with ID 600, we updated the connected user ID as 1000. So now both user with ID 1000 and user with ID 600 are connected to each other. Okay, and now if you try to find this user here, for example, let's say user dot find 600. Okay, when you run this query, you will see that its connected user ID has value 1000 in the array. Okay, now go to the browser and test it. So here you can see that it is already showing the accepted, and if you go to its profile page and go here, you can see one connection, and when you click on it, here you will see about one result, and the user is the user which is signed on other browser tab. And now go to the other browser tab from where we sent the request, and if you refresh this page now, you will see that it is showing connected. Okay, and when you go to the connections of this user and refresh it, you will see the 15 results has been changed to about 16 results. Okay, now it means that the connection has been established between both user with ID 1000 and user with ID 600. Okay, but here is one problem. If you go to the terminal where server is running, okay, so here you can see that just scroll a bit, here you can see that we are performing three different transaction. A transaction means that when you perform commit, okay, so when a query run and it has been committed to the database, that means a transaction has been running. Okay, so this is not good in terms of performance to perform a query like this in a separate transaction. So what we can do to reduce that, we can wrap it into the active record based transaction to keep all the update operation within a single transaction, and we can ensure atomicity with that as well. Okay, so go to the connections controller as well, and here what we need to do, here we just need to use active record connection block, sorry, transaction block, active record base dot transaction. Okay, and then do, and now wrap every update operation in it. Okay, here we can make the end here, and now just you need to indent all the ifs within this transaction block. Okay, and you can uh, re- uh, keep the syntax out of the active record transaction block. Okay, and now let's try with other user as well. So for example, let's go to the browser, and here you can visit user with ID, let's say 700. Okay, here you can see that the user is also not connected with this user as well. So when you send a connection request, now you will see that the request has been sent. Okay, you can verify this is on terminal that a connection has been created. Now go to the browser and find a user with ID. Let's say first make me Rails console again. Find the user with ID 700. User dot find 700. Okay, so this is the email of this user. Now just copy this email and go to the incognito browser, and here log out this currently signed in user and sign in with the user with ID 700. Okay, so paste its email here and provide the password. And when you go to the my network and make some space into the terminal first where the server is running. Okay, so make some space here, and now accept this request. So here you will see that the connection has been accepted, and now you will see that all queries are performed within a single transaction, and that is much better in terms of performance and to ensure the atomicity. And what happened in this case right now, if one update operation fail, all the update operation will get failed. Okay, if one update operation pass, all will pass. It means either a transaction will be executed and committed successfully into the database, or it will roll back at all. Okay, so this is better in terms of performance. And here you can see the code again. What we did here, that we wrap all the update operations into the active record based transaction. Okay, and now if you go to the browser, here click on its my profile page, you will see one connection here, and when you click on it, you will see the user as connected which is signed in on other tab. Now go to the other browser tab. Okay, here, and click refresh the page. Here you will see that it is connected now, and when you refresh the connections page of this user, you will see that the result count has been updated as 17, and you can find rest of the 7 connections on the different page. Okay, so this is how it works. But now for example, let's go to the this page. Here you can see that this user is showing 0 mutual connections. So what we can do, we can simply add condition here, that if mutually connected count is greater than 0, then only we need to show this link. Okay, so switch to the project directory again and open the member personal details partial. Okay, and here you can see what we are showing here, that link to mutual connection count. Okay, but we just need to make sure that, and in this we can add the end condition here, and mutual connection dot count is greater than 0. Okay, save it, and now go to the browser and refresh the page. If you refresh the page now, you will see that we are not seeing 0 mutual connection link now. Okay, and that's all from this lecture. So here what we did, we just updated the connected user IDs attribute at the controller level. So whenever accepted connection whenever a connection has been accepted, then the connected user IDs attribute in the user model will be updated for both the sender of the request and receiver of the request. Okay, so try this lecture at your end, and we will meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.